Green chemistry is about how do we do not only the right things, but do the right things right.
There's no magic green button you can't. Tomorrow, everything is green. This is a dedicated set of research that has to happen over the next years, decades.
So green chemistry is all about how we rethink the material basis of our society and our economy in order to make it more sustainable. We know that all of the materials, including the materials that are used to generate, store, transport our energy, have been designed for function, for functional performance, but they were not designed for sustainability. So we wind up getting all of these unintended consequences. Green chemistry is about how do we do not only the right things, but do the right things right. In other words, designing it so that we're not going to use or generate hazardous substances.
People often ask, why 12 principles? How did they arrive? Where did they come from? And the way to think about it is, our society is facing many issues. We have climate change, we have water pollution, we have air pollution, we have toxicity, endocrine disruption. There are so many sustainability challenges to our society. We looked at all of those challenges and said, how does one translate those challenges into mechanistic chemistry? How can we take the discussion about climate change and what does it mean at the molecular level to invent technologies that address climate change? What does it mean at the molecular level to address toxicity? So the 12 principles of green chemistry are like a translation table between molecules in the sustainability issue. So it is the fundamental mechanistic chemistry of sustainability.
So when we look at the 12 principles of green chemistry, it's implicit in those 12 principles that you have to look across the entire life cycle of a product or a process. So it's no surprise that the 12 principles cover the origin of the feedstocks, the way that you transform those feedstocks into products, how those products are used, and what happens to those products after their useful life is over. So it really is a life cycle perspective. Because if you only look at one stage, then you wind up getting the same unintended consequences that we've gotten for the past 200 years.
So people sometimes wonder, what is the more important principle? Is one more important than the other? And the way to look at the principles is they're all important. And they're not working against each other. Right now, today, someone may have a technology that is lower in energy, but is still toxic. Someone may have a technology that is biodegradable, but still uses a lot of energy. And people say, there were trade-offs. A trade-off is only a temporary moment in time until someone invents something better. And so the goal is to address all of the 12 principles. But that's not how humans and scientists work. We have to do single inventions at a time. So over time, as society embraces the 12 principles, we'll get better and better and better. There's no magic green button. You can't. Tomorrow, everything is green. This is a dedicated set of research that has to happen over the next years, decades, and it's a perpetual thing because what happens is tomorrow someone may discover something we thought wasn't toxic is toxic. Someone may find a new mechanism in nature that we were unaware of. So the principles of green chemistry are designed not to have to change when those things happen because they're the fundamental mechanisms that address and anticipate any kind of mechanistic change in the environment.
Many times there's this discussion, these questions that are raised about green chemistry, and people will say, there's really no such thing as green chemistry. It's only greener chemistry. Well, yeah, we realize that. And the whole point of calling it green chemistry is because you're setting out the goal of perfection. Now, you may realize that you'll never reach perfection, but only by setting out that goal can you guarantee continuous improvement toward that goal. And it's about the striving. It's about that continuous improvement. This is why we set it out as green chemistry.